tuned on Rest TV. I'm Jacqueline, ready to dive you through the business sector here where we update you what is happening in line with business. We normally, of course, interview entrepreneurs, innovators, and any policy maker that brings the policies that affect or that impact the business environment. And now tonight, joining me is one of the marketing executive from Indomie, instant noodles company. Of course, we are heading back to school where you'll ask for a list from your student or from your child. She's going back to school, and one of the things that will not miss from that list is we need snacks. Now, noodles are one of the key snacks students love because they are yummy and they're easily prepared from any place as long as you have hot water. Now, Indomie are one of the noodles that we have in the market that are yummy, and this time around on Business and Sport, we decided to come back and take a visit from our marketing executive to tell us more about this initiative. Very good evening, sir.
Yes, a very good evening, Jackie.
You're very welcome on Rest TV.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
For the second time.
Yes.
Yeah. So could you just introduce yourself to the viewers and just give us a brief background about Indomie instant noodles?
Yes. Hello, everyone. As Jackie had mentioned, my name is Namanya Alan, the Marketing and Digital Executive here at Indomie, Uganda. And I'm very happy to be here. Thanks for hosting me. And I'll dive right in and give you a brief introduction about our product. So we have the Indomie instant noodles. For those of you that know them, they are your go-to meal, easy to prepare. In less than 3 minutes, you have a meal that is ready to be eaten by the family. It can be like a meal or like a snack. And currently on the market, we have 3 flavors. We have the chicken flavor, which is our best seller currently in the country. Then we have the beef flavor, and then we have the super mojo flavor. For those that do not love or who do not eat meat, the vegetarians, we also have you covered. We have our vegetable flavor, also known as a super mojo flavor, that you can find at any store, any supermarket, any duka in Chukubo, countrywide. We have made sure that our product is available and easily accessible to you and at a very affordable price. Yes.
Now, of course, you've given us details about the kind of flavors that we have in the market, and this shows that, of course, that there is evolution in consumer behavior concerning your products. But now, which one of the mentioned flavors is the favorite or the best cash cow that you have?
Okay.
The one that people normally consume the most.
Okay, so yes, initially when I started, by the way, it's more of logic. Our chicken flavor is the most consumed here in Uganda. I think it comes from the fact that, from growing up, we are all accustomed to chicken being the main meal. Okay. So most of our consumers ideally love the chicken flavor. All our flavors are delicious in their different categories. If someone loves beef, they would ideally go for beef. I am personally a chicken person, but personally, I prefer the beef flavor. I find it more tasty, more flavorful, and then there are those that don't love meat completely, that will actually go for the vegetable flavor. But currently on the market, our biggest seller is the chicken flavor.
Of course, chicken. When it comes to chicken.
Yes, Ugandans and chicken, they love their chicken. Psychologically, when you're in the market and you tell someone, should I give you chicken or beef? Automatically, their mind will go to the chicken flavor because that's, I believe, something we grew up knowing. The chicken always tastes better. So yes, and as of the market, this is currently our cash cow.
Now, since that's your cash cow, if I'm a customer and I go to the supermarket, of course there are various types of instant noodles that have entered or that have penetrated in the market, especially here in Uganda, coming from the East African region, from outside the entire continent. Now, I want to know what makes these noodles different. Why are they everywhere? You go to every school, you will find them. What makes them stand out?
So, first of all, thank you so much for that question. One thing that makes Indomie stand out is one, there's a team behind the scenes that is very aggressive on marketing. And that's why you have seen that our product is everywhere you go. When you go to schools, when you go to Chukwu, when you go to the supermarkets, when you go to any duka, even outside your shop, there's an aggressive team, I should say, that has been pushing this product, that has been pushing this brand as Indomie throughout the country. Wherever you go, if you're in the north, the east, the west, we have made sure that our products are available. So I'll first upload the team that works behind the scenes to make sure that the product is ideally available and it never goes out of stock. So secondly, one of the things that makes Indomie very stand out on the market is the taste. If you benchmark or if you test different brands of noodles and come back to this, Indomie instant noodles are amazing. They don't get soggy.
Okay.
When you put them in water, they don't get soggy. The taste is consistent. You will not find that today the taste is like this and tomorrow it's different.
Okay.
Also, the flavor that they use, the beef flavor, if you taste the beef flavor, it's really quite tasty and people love the taste of the noodles. When we are out there in field and you're talking to different clients or customers, they tell you, what is it about your noodles that are very tasty? So I know for a fact, based on research and also from the feedback that we've gotten from our clients out there, our noodles are very, very tasty. The Indomie instant noodles are very tasty. The flavors, the spices that are in are amazing. Then also another thing is the expiration date. Whenever we give people our stock, first of all, we always make sure that the time which we are giving the stock and the time of the expiration date, you have over a year to have this product. So we don't get issues of, oh, I got, spoiled commodity or everything.
Okay.
We make sure fast in, fast out, okay? That is something we have in the supermarkets. When we take our products to the supermarkets, we make sure that the first product that was put in the store is the first to go on the shelf and then it's the first to go out. Okay, so we make sure we avoid things of, we get short expiry dates. And yes, so those are some of the things that make our product stand out in the market. We have amazing tests, we have a very aggressive marketing team, and then we also make sure that our product is up to date. We don't have any issues with expiration dates, we don't have any issues having any problems with our product. So that's what makes us ideally stand out on the market currently.
Yeah, so those of you who are just joining us right now on Business and Sport, we are here at Indomie Instant Noodles Company, where of course they are suppliers of the tasty noodles that you've been seeing in the market and everywhere, and also in schools. Almost every student never misses this.
Yes.
But of course, here with me is Alan. He's the marketing and digital executive, the head of the marketing and digital executive department there. And now this one goes directly to your department. What key marketing initiatives or technologies are you using to make sure that this brand is everywhere? Because apparently everywhere you go, whether up country, whether anywhere in the central, east, west, you will find at least a pack in someone's shelf, in a retail shop or somewhere. So what exactly are you doing different? What initiatives are you putting forward to make sure that the brand is pushed, a very big, huge extent?
Yes, so first of all, as you had mentioned, I'm the marketing and digital executive. So one of the things that is currently happening in the 21st century, we are in an evolving environment. And one of the biggest marketing things currently is digital platforms. Many a times you find old, young, whatever age it is, everyone is engaged with their social media presence. So one of the things we have done is have a very active social media presence. If you go to our socials, we are available on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, on X. We are available and we make sure we post on a daily basis. Once you are engaging with your clients on a daily basis, coming up with new trends, you find you in the face of people. People love things that trend. So one of the things we have done is made sure that we invest a lot on our social media platforms. That is TikTok, Indomie Uganda, YouTube, Indomie Uganda, X, Indomie Uganda, and TikTok, YouTube, X, and Instagram. All of them under Indomie Uganda. So we have made sure we have an aggressive strategy, digital strategy running on our platforms. From day in, we run regular campaigns. We make sure we're always giving back to the community. We make sure that we're always in the face of our people. We're always looking for the new trends. We're always looking for the next trending TikTok things running out there. We are engaging with influencers that are more visible, that are liked, that can relate with the product. So the more you engage with different influencers, the more you make sure your socials are present, you're constantly in the faces of your clients. They ideally do not forget you. Like they say, out of sight, out of mind. Indomie, we do quite the opposite. We are always in your sight, hence we are always on your mind. So that is one of the things we're doing. Another thing is giving back to community, CSR. During Easter period, we had campaigns where we're giving back to the community that we run on our socials, we run on air. We also, during Ramadan, we had a campaign that we're also running, giving back to our Muslim community. So those are some of the things. Another stuff is we have also done price reduction during this back to school period. We have made sure that our noodles, on top of them being very affordable, we have gone ahead and cut on the prices to make them even more affordable and made sure that they're accessible. We have had teams on ground, up country. If you go to the north, we have teams, we have distribution people there. If you go to the east, we have distribution people there. If you go to the west, so we have made sure that our sales team on ground is very aggressive. Okay. And we give them very big targets that they have to match and meet at the end of the day. And that is one of the ways we have made sure that our product has stayed on the market and has been very relevant and has been consistent with being available to the public. Yes.
Okay, and those of you who are just joining us and you have businesses, of course, you have to pick a leaf from these guys that marketing is very key for any company to grow. You have to invest a lot in marketing such that your product can, your demand for your product can increase. And now moving forward, still concerning marketing, which other parts of the East African region your products supplied?
So, Indomie is a global brand, I should say. Okay. It's not just Ugandan. Indomie ideally is from Indonesia. Okay. And then we have different, so wherever you go globally, you'll find Indomie, the brand, Indomie instant noodles. So in East Africa, we are all over. We are in Rwanda, we're in Uganda, we're in Tanzania, we're in Kenya, we're in South Sudan. So we have made sure we have trapped the entire East Africa community. So, and the beauty about Indomie is the very product you get here is a very product you'll find in Kenya, is a very product you'll find in Tanzania, is a very product you'll find in Rwanda. So Indomie is ideally a global brand. I'm sure you've had Indomie in Nigeria, Indomie South Africa. We are everywhere on the globe. As long as you reach any country, any continent, and you want something familiar, Indomie got you covered. It is the brand that you can find everywhere you go. On the move, anywhere throughout the world, you'll find Indomie. Yes.
What are some of the key challenges that you have seen over the years when it comes to the Ugandan market?
So some of the key challenges, one of the main things is sometimes Ugandans are afraid to try out new things. They are scared to conform to the new trends. I don't want to say rigid, but a little bit rigid. First of all, when our product Indomie was being made, it was made to make sure that, like I said, it is something you can have on the go, on the move. It can be prepared under 3 minutes. So we are moving from the ancient times of having to make food for over 40 minutes an hour, but we're moving from 40 minutes to 3 minutes. With Indomie instant noodles, you can have them in just 1 to 3 minutes and they're ready to go. We shall dive deep in how you can prepare them quick. So one of the issues we have found is Ugandans tend to fear to test something new. Okay, they'll be like, oh, what's that? Isn't it poisonous? And we're like, no, it is not. It is healthy. Indomie is ideally made from yeast. It's made from wheat. It's made from wheat and vegetable oil. So that is something that you can easily prepare and make. So Ugandans have been scared to have the product, but once it came to their faces, they actually have embraced it and they love it. And that's why we have the biggest market share currently. Another issue we have ideally faced is logistics, movement. Indomie comes from Kenya. The movement from Kenya to here, it's quite should I say, cumbersome. It's also pricey, and then you'll find different issues on the road. So yeah, the logistics have not really been easy, but of course the team has worked around the clock to make sure that the noodles are available. They're everywhere you go, and yes, they are on the market every day, every time. Lastly, one of the issues we have had is the issue of wrong propaganda being put out there. Issues like, oh, Indomie noodles are cancerous. And it is such a funny statement because Indomie is made from wheat flour, baking flour. So if you say Indomie is cancerous, does that mean chapati is cancerous? Because ideally that is what Indomie is made of, wheat that you ideally eat on a daily. So the wrong propaganda that we have obviously worked on day to day to make sure that we actually eradicate. And yes, those are some of the few issues that we have faced, but we have faced them head on. And also, if a company is not facing any issues, then that means you're really not making it in the market.
Now,
so yeah, that is pretty much it.
Thank you for that insight. And now, in the next 2 years, where do you see the noodles industry evolving to in Uganda?
So first of all, Indomie instant noodles. Uganda, currently our product is being made from Kenya. So in the next 2 years, we see us having an on-ground factory here in Uganda, and we also
see. Is that part of the plan?
Yeah, that is part of the plan, and we also see. That means if a factory is here, that means employment opportunities for many youth out there. Our product is mainly a youth product, and even if you look at the people that work around Indomie, we are all youth. No one is above the age of 40, I should say, or 35 for that matter. We are all actually the youth. Secondly, I see Indomie, we are currently at a 90% market share, so I see that number going up all the way to 99% market share on the market. So that is where the trajectory shows that Indomie is going. Yes.
Now, of course you're trying to market the product out there.
Yes.
How do you balance growth and also maintaining the quality of service that you're giving to Ugandans?
Yes. So that is a very easy thing. First of all, balancing growth and then the quality is for you to grow, you first of all have to be consistent on your quality. The moment your quality deviates or changes, if the taste at any one point changes slightly, obviously the growth is going to drop. So the main thing we have done is maintain consistency in our product. That one we don't compromise on. When it comes to the noodle block, we make sure that it is exactly the same. When it comes to the spices, we make sure that they're exactly the same. And if your product is consistently the exact way you have ideally made it from the get-go, obviously you see growth in it because people will automatically know there's that one product that I know is consistent with this production, and that's Indomie. Hence, people will come back to you. So those two correlate and go together. So once you're consistent on your product, the quality is exactly the same, you obviously expect growth to keep going forward. Yes.
Okay, and now for those that are joining us for the first time and they're seeing this product for the first time, could you just take us through the basics of how you prepare this thing?
Okay, yes. So like I had mentioned earlier, Indomie is your easy go-to meal that you can prepare on the go. It can be eaten as a snack or prepared as a meal. So I will just do a brief explanation. So this is our chicken flavor Indomie 70-gram pack. Indomie is very easy to prepare. It has only 4 easy steps of preparing, okay? So step number 1, if you want to prepare this one pack, okay? This is our 70-gram pack. It goes for only 1,000 shillings, Ugandan shillings on the market. And then this 5-in-1 pack goes for 5,000. So to dive right in, how to prepare these Indomie instant noodles. So we have 4 easy steps. Step number 1 is you get 1.5 glass of water and pour it in your saucepan, locally known as a sefuria. You put it on the charcoal stove and wait for it to prepare until it's ready. Once the water is boiling and it's ready, you open your 70-gram pack, Indomie pack, okay? Once you open, you will find ideally 2 things. That shall be the noodle block. Make sure you wash your hands. This is what the noodle block looks like, okay? And then you'll also find the spices. This is what the spices look like. So the spices have a bigger part, which is this, and then we have the smaller part, which is this. The bigger part has the spice, or the kanzali, I should say. So for the chicken flavor, this side is, the bigger part has the chicken flavor. Then for the smaller side, for those that love chili, we have the chili. So once you open your pack, You pull it out, dip it in the boiling water. You open your spices, okay, you tear it open, pour in the saucepan, then you stir, cover and wait for only 3 minutes, and then you serve and it's ready to be eaten. That is how simple it is. Just under 3 minutes, you can have a full meal. This one pack can satisfy a person. If you have quite the appetite, you can do 12 of this. And for just 2,000 Ugandan shillings, you have your spices, you have a meal, you have the soup. And I want to correct people. Many times when people are making their Indomie instant noodles, they pour out the water. Please do not. That water is more of the soup. That's where the spices are. That's what makes the noodles tasty. Many times when we're out in field and we are activating and we have a team preparing for people free samples, they're like, your noodles taste way tastier than what ours is like at home. And the main reason why that is because you pour out the water. You're supposed to leave the water in, and these are soup-based noodles. So you eat the noodles with the soup. So please do not pour out the water. That's how they'll be more tasty.
Okay, thank you, Alan, for that insight. Now, I would love you to give some key advice to some business owners out there that are in the distribution or trading sector that would want to succeed.
Okay. First of all, make sure you get a team and make sure you keep your team happy. One of the things the Indomie brand has done is make sure they work with the team and they give them incentives and they work hard with them. So if you are encouraging your team members and keeping them happy, trust me, your products will skyrocket up. So if you have, let's say, students on ground, if you have employees on ground, give them incentives. Don't be mean with the incentives. Make sure your team is a very happy team. Once your team is very, very happy, trust me, the results will reflect. The more your team is happy, the more your results reflect. Another thing businesses need to do is invest in digital marketing. The world is going digital. Everyone knows everything is going digital. Make sure you open up your social media pages, constantly post, constantly keep engaging with your clients. Your clients love that specification, with that tailored message to them, that tailored response from a company to them. So always constantly keep your social media pages up to date, engage with your clients. Lastly, use the day-to-day media houses, reach out to them, communicate. They reach a vast number of people, so invest in marketing on TVs, billboards, and trust me, your products will go places. Yes.
Now, this one is an inquisitive question.
Yes, please.
Are there any initiatives or new projects that you're working on that will benefit either the consumers or the market at large in the future?
Yes, Indomie is working on a number of initiatives. First of all, our biggest consumer are the youth. Okay, and we are working around the clock to see how we can start empowering the youth. Ideally, if you have big social media platforms, we are looking at ways we can partner with different youths to ideally, one, push their talents and make them reach greater heights. Secondly, we are also working around the clock with the youth to make sure that the youth believe our marketing strategy, because once you're out at these schools, children are always constantly buying our products and telling their friends. So one of the things we're doing with the youth is also having different ambassadors in schools that are ideally promoting our product and our brand. Other initiatives we're doing is we do on a weekly basis, we make sure we visit about 2 to 3 primary schools where we do free sampling. We give back to the community. We make sure that the children are enjoying the noodles. We give them products, different things, books, water bottles. We don't stop at that. We also go to supermarkets and we do also weight sampling at these supermarkets. We do market storms. So those are some of the things we are also doing in the future. We're doing market storms. We just go to any random market. We engage with the Muntua Wansi, we talk to them, explain to them our products. So those are some of the different ideas that we are coming up with to make sure that we stay relevant on the market. Yes.
Okay, and then what are some of the feedback mechanisms that you have put in place to get feedback from customers to understand their preferences and needs?
Okay, so when we are, first of all, on ground in the market, for example, we do market storms or supermarkets, we have a team that we work with that always, when we give customers our noodles as samples, we get direct feedback, first of all, from the clients at the stall out there in the market. Let's say we are at Kalelwe Market or we are at Banda Market. We get direct feedback from our clients. How do they find the product? What do they want to change? What would they recommend us to do? Then also when we are also at supermarkets, we get into direct contact with our clients. So one of the things we do direct contact. Then the other way, we are constantly, like I had mentioned, we're constantly engaging our clients on our social media platforms, and that is also another way. We have also done a survey. We do surveys on our socials. We get feedback from our clients. We also work with an agency that works countrywide, that goes getting different feedback from supermarkets, from shops. We want to learn the trends. When exactly are people buying the most? What are our peak seasons? What are the drop seasons? So yes, we also have an agency that we work hand in hand with that goes around the country collecting all the data that we ideally need to see what new strategies do we need to come up with to make sure that our products exceeds and yes, is good on the market.
Now, as we're having our closing remarks,
Yes, yes.
what message do you convey to your customers, to your partners, or the industry at large?
Okay. First of all, my fellow Ugandans, I'm 100% very grateful to you for supporting Indomie. If it weren't for you, our clients, Indomie wouldn't be the brand that it is today here in Uganda. So I want to first of all say thank you so much for supporting us and enabling us stay in the business for about 10 years now. We have been 10 years in the market, and that has been possible just because of your regular day-to-day support, and for that we are very, very grateful. I also continue to commend you to continue reaching out to us on our social media pages, that is Indomie Uganda, on Instagram, on X, on YouTube, and on TikTok. Feel free to engage with us, talk to us. We love having direct interactions with you. And yes, once again, thank you so much for supporting the brand. And please keep it Indomie, Uganda's best loved noodles.
That is so far what we have for your own business and sport. With me, Jackie Lingla, as always, where we update you what is happening in the business sector. Till next time, next Friday, exactly at 8 p.m. to 8:30. Have a very good evening.